Good morning everyone. I am lecturer. I am giving information about third semester subject fabric structure, in that fifth unit finishing processes. In earlier session you have discussed about the definition of finishing, classification of finishing, importance of finishing, objectives of finishing processes and preparatory processes. Already discussed about the stabilizing processes. So today's session is 7th session. What are the textural processes? Textural finishing processes: mercerization, decating, calendaring, tentering, shrinking. These are the textural processes. So what is a texture? Texture is the feel of the fabric. When you touch the fabric or the cloth, what you feel is the texture, what you feel in the hand. Mercerization. Mercerization is a continuous chemical process used for cotton and cotton polyester goods to increase dyeability, luster and appearance. This process, which is carried out at room temperature, causes the flat twisted ribbon like cotton fiber to swell into a round shape and to contract in length. So mercerization is a continuous chemical process used for cotton and the cotton blends, that is the polycotton goods, to increase the dyeability, luster and the appearance of that goods. This process is carried out at a room temperature. This causes a flat twisted ribbon like fiber, cotton fiber, to swell into round shape and to contract in length. This causes the fiber to become more lustrous than the original fiber, increase in strength by as much as 20% and increase its affinity for dyes. Mercerizing typically follows singeing and may either precede or follow bleaching. So this causes the fiber to become more lustrous than its original one and increases the strength as much as 20% and increase the affinity, that is the absorption capacity of the dyeing. So it is followed by the singeing and other bleaching processes. Mercerization is a process applied to cotton and sometimes to cotton blends to increase the luster, thus also enhancing appearance, to improve strength and to improve their affinity for dyes. You already know that. This process, which may be applied at the yarn or a fabric stage, involves immersion under tension in a caustic soda, sodium hydroxide solution, which is later neutralized in acid. So this process is applied at the yarn or the fabric stage. Immersion, it involves immersion, that is the soaking of the under the tension in a caustic soda, that is sodium hydroxide solution, and neutralized in a acid. The treatment produces permanent swelling of the fiber. This process is important for cotton fabric, which is treated with the caustic solution for improving properties such as fiber strength, shrinkage resistance, luster and dye affinity. The yarn or fiber is dipped in a solution of sodium hydroxide and then treated with water or acid to neutralize the sodium hydroxide. So what is the process? This important process, that is a cotton fabric, is treated with the caustic solution for improving the properties. As you know that fiber strength, shrinkage resistance, luster and the affinity for the dyes, these will be improved by treating the mercerization process. The yarn or the fiber is dipped in the solution of sodium hydroxide and treated with water or acid to neutralize the sodium hydroxide. A variation of this process is hot mercerization. It adds more value to the fabric. This process involves saturation of fabric in caustic soda solution at higher temperatures and then cooling, stretching and final washing. So this process involves the saturation of the fabric in caustic soda solution at higher temperatures, and then cooling, stretching, and the final washing process will be carried out after this treatment. It gives luster, strength, diaphanity, and abrasion resistance to the fabrics. The mercerized fabrics can be easily dyed. It is generally carried out for cotton cloths or are generally mercerized. Some of the rough varieties are mercerized, and after bleaching they are directly sent to dyeing. So after this processing carried out for the cotton, you already know mercerization is carried out for the cotton and the cotton blends, and generally mercerized, and some rough varieties of mercerized. After bleaching they are directly sent for the dyeing department. Mercerizing causes the flat, twisted ribbon like cotton fiber to swell into a round shape and contract in length. The fiber becomes much more lustrous than the original fiber, and its strength also increases. Its affinity for direct, wet, and the reactive dyes is much greater. So these are the improvements after the treatment of the mercerization, the finishing processes. These are the properties will change, that is the strength also increases, and the more lustrous effect will be produced, and the affinity for the dyes, that is a direct, wet, and the reactive dyes is greater than the original one before mercerization fabric. This is the mercerization machine. Answer the following questions. Enlist 5 textural processes. Describe mercerization. List out the changes of mercerization to cotton fiber. Thank you.